74-66 the final. Hi everybody, alongside the coach Emmett Davis and the star of the show Zanai Barnett-Gay. Z, you got all the accolades this preseason and you put on full display tonight. How's 25 points? You always seem to do it with the rebounds too against Longwood. 13 again tonight against the Lancers. How are you able to have so much success, especially early?
I mean, it's my team. We have a lot of weapons this year, other people stepping up. So when the eyes look at them, it gives me a chance to work. And just pushing. I think first half we did a really good job of that. Like a lot of our points were in transition, just building off of each other offensively, defensively.
Yeah, transition was unbelievable in the first half. I was talking to Tim about how the ball was just flying up the court, and a lot of you were rebounding the ball, and you're pushing the ball and then throwing it ahead, and just outstanding. Talk a little bit about also the fact that in the first half you got to the foul line, you were 8 for 10 as a team, and you kept Longwood off the foul line the entire, really, 3/4 of the game.
Yeah, I mean, all this week we're emphasizing defense, how to play them and stuff without fouling because, we had a lot of fouls at the Delaware game. And then transition, just full court stuff. We know they like to run, so we kind of use that. The trapping everywhere leaves a lot of open gaps and just kind of exploiting it.
Yeah, well, you did a great job of that for 3/4, and then you came out of the game, and then all of a sudden they made a run, and a credit to them that they didn't quit.
Yeah, it's a game of runs.
Yeah.
We got to expect it.
Yep. Great win for you tonight, though.
Thank you.
You also started off 19 points in that first half. You were in some kind of zone. How are you able to have so much success scoring the basketball?
I mean, my team, they trust me. They let me take those shots. A lot of them, got me in transition. Again, transition was really big for us tonight. And they trust me to take those shots.
It seems like you also trust your freshman, Zoe Misic. She just continues to light it up from three. How has she been able to get off to such a quick start here?
I think she's a great player in high school. Scored over 1,000 points. We knew knew who she was coming in. So, I mean, the whole team knows she has the green light from wherever. So, just give it to her. Let her shoot.
Well, she certainly filled it up. Lastly, Z, before we get you out of here, the resolve of this team. Even though you let up a 25-point cushion, you're still able to hang on. What does that say about this group, and how can that bode well for you?
Yeah, just everyone needs to know we're ready to fight no matter what we're coming up against. I know we have Florida next week, and we'll fight against them too. It doesn't matter who we're playing. So just showing that throughout the rest of the season, going to the Patriot League.
See, keep it rolling.
Thanks
As always for your time.
Thank you.
Play musical microphones right now and make sure that we get this over to the head man of our program, Tim Taylor, as he picks up a victory in home opener number 6 here in Annapolis. And we're now joined by the man himself. Tim, thank you so much for your time as always. Yep. Another home opening victory. It was a little hairy towards the end there, but a win is a win. Just asked Z a moment ago about the resolve of this team to hang on in a game like that. Yeah. What does that say about this group?
Well, I just think, we made some subs in there, and I think one of the big things there, it's early in the season. I'm trying to find out where other kids can play. How can they handle pressure? How are these things? So some of that is also on me as far as, we play 14 again. We're trying to get kids in here. I'm trying to see where these freshmen stand because I think the freshmen are pretty good. And in some cases, they get put up and sped up in a situation like this, and we turned it over, I think, 4 straight times right there. And we learned from that. And then all of a sudden, you put the starters back in and they calm it down a little bit.
There was a situation where they had 2 consecutive 2-on-1s, and you called timeout. Mm-hmm. And then they came out and pressed, and you moved the ball beautifully down the floor and got a layup. Yeah. And that was great. Great usage of the timeout. And then, but again, it was the way you guys played in the first 3/4 of the game. Yeah. It was so impressive. Yeah. Ball was going up the floor. Mm-hmm. Guards were rebounding. Cade had a great game inside. Your post played, I think you got it inside a little more than you had. So.
Well, and I think we wanted to get it in more than we did tonight, but it was one of those things where they were pressing up and then we were getting wide open shots. It's hard to pass up some threes. I thought we didn't shoot the ball well tonight, but I do think those are shots that we're going to make. And if we had made those, it would have stretched it out, especially in the first half. First half, we had a lot of open looks that we missed. And the only thing that was disappointing to me was that we got pushed around down here toward the end. They were getting hands on balls that we've got to come up. We were going up with 2 hands. And I asked the official, I said, are we even making contact? He said, it's that much room. And that's where we got to get better. And then once again, I think some of these freshmen having some of this experience and some of the sophomores, it's going to pay off later on.
Tim, Kate Sampson tonight, 8 points, 8 rebounds. This is a special game for her. Her dad played tennis at Longwood.
Yeah.
Do you ever get a chance to talk with her about just how much this game means to her?
No, we don't really discuss that. I mean, we know she went to Longwood. We know all of that stuff and things like that. But it's a basketball game. We don't really. I think the bigger game's going to be when we go down to Richmond. That's a homecoming for her, and she's going to have a lot of people down there. So I mean, she had 8 and 8, and probably if we played a little more, she probably would have had some more there too. But no, overall, I mean, you could see it at times, man. We look really good. I mean, at times the ball's moving. I thought that may have been Zanai's best quarter since she's been in Navy.
Yeah, she was just so impressive, and defensively too.
Yeah.
She's getting over screens. She's physical, quick, and she got a steal out here. Went down and finished. She's fun to watch.
Well, I tell you, the one play I told her was that outlet right there when she threw it up the court to Christina Liggio for the N1. Yeah. That may have been the best pass I've seen her throw since she's been here. I don't know how many assists she had in the first quarter, but the things that she was doing, getting up the floor, she was explosive. The ball was moving, and even though we missed some shots, we had some wide open looks, and I think that was some good things. And we executed. Whenever we came out on a couple of, ran in that weave a little bit, and we ended up getting some downhill stuff, and we had a couple blocks at the rim. Those. And I mean, if we just pump fake play off too. Yeah. Oh my gosh. I mean, we probably had 5 or 6 layups that we let go.
And you had times when you could have 3 freshmen on the floor, and that's exciting. For the future. So.
Yeah, and that was the other thing is we've been finishing games with 2 freshmen on the floor. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So they're going to get better and better. And then I thought Quinn played well too.
Oh, very well. Yep.
25-13-6. That's the final stat line for Zanai Barnett-Gay. Coach, how do you keep it going against the Gators on Sunday?
That's a daunting task. I mean, you guys getting ready to see one of the best players in the entire country coming in here. She was averaging 32 coming in to the last night. I think she's averaging 27. Liv McGill's a real deal, guys. I mean, she is legit. She was a starting point guard on the USA team. I mean, they're big, they're long, but I wanted to do this. We need to play against this type of athleticism, like even Longwood's athleticism. That prepares us Delaware, and now you're going to play against even longer, bigger. Those things, and this is going to help us down the road. I think that's a big thing. I think the next week's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be challenging.
Well,
Richmond.
Your players will be really excited to play. Too.
Oh yeah,
and that's what's amazing.
It's just like the men last night going up to Penn State. You play the Power Fives, you get up for it, you try to see what it is. But the SEC, they're really good. We're going to come in and give it a best shot, and we just got to be way more physical than we were tonight.
Yeah,
we're going to be in a little trouble.
74-66, the final once again. Tim, thank you for your time as always. Congrats on the win. We'll look forward to seeing you on Sunday.
All right, sounds good. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
Tim. Yep.
Again, 74-66, the final. For Emmett Davis, I'm Tim Nolan saying so long from Alumni Hall. Mids improved to 2-0 on this young season.